Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. We find ourselves having hopped the fence here into the harbor. We've got our jacket, our cloak. It's snowing. And I don't know why we're in the harbor, but we're in the harbor. Yeah, collecting rainwater, more like collecting snow. Yeah, jokes. No, don't go down there. I just was hoping you'd be able to talk to me about it from up here. Alright, let's click all the little things and find out what's going on. 3 packs worth of cigarette butts. And numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red. We know who loves Commodore Red. It's us. And is this, yeah, it's the Night Watchman's booth. This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the door reads Rene Arnaud. Oh, we failed something. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather. No, I mean, should we listen to ourselves? No, we're gonna go look inside. But please hurry. We're easy to spot up here. Okay, nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the wall. Let's look at the picture. You gained a photo of a happy couple. So we just like, I know it said take the picture, but I thought it might be like, just take it and examine it. Not take it and steal some poor dude's picture of his family. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out on the street. In the street fair, the man is young, dark-skinned, dressed in a Royal Carabiner uniform. The girl is smiling playfully at the camera. Why did you take that? Something about this man piques my interest. I think it can be a side thing. I'm a cop. It's instinctual to collect evidence. Or I'm making an artistic photo collage, Kim. No, something special about this. Fine, but let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping here. Yeah, let's leave. Just again, photo of a happy couple. There's nothing else we could do. I mean, we could maybe sell it for a bit of cash. That doesn't sound very, nice and friendly. We steal it and then we just pawn it. All around you, great machines in quiescence. Okay, that's a word. Quiescence. White pine trees are printed on the screen covering. Looks like a forest under snow. Especially because it is currently snowing, right? If I go back this way, don't I run into the... Oh. Yeah, Measurehead and the guy over there with the beret that was talking to us about Measurehead. Is that a person up there? No, I guess not. What do we got? We probably really should not be up here, but you know what? We're up here. Let's take your money. I don't know what that was. Let's take your Nosafed. Let's go see what was hanging out over by Kim. It's like a hatch or something. Crane control panel. A rusting control panel with several knobs, 2 buttons marked Alumire and Etienne are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. The container is attached to its hook block. Thank you, Encyclopedia. On and off. Okay, let's press on. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. Oh yeah, that'll probably get people's attention. I didn't think about it. It might be extremely loud. And with the surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. That was nothing quiet about that. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Its purpose? I mean, I'll ask about its purpose, but a crane's purpose is to move things, so what do you mean its purpose? Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted, and now it will rest. I can't see how this was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying. Alright, let's leave. Hopefully no one just comes absolutely sprinting at us, like good old Measurehead. You see faded industrial lettering on the platform. Kvalsund. Yeah, we already know that this was a Kvalsund. Kvalsund means whale fjord in Ardan. Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard. Kim, I think there's something about this container. You do? Because I don't. What? Why not? There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? It was hanging from the crane. I mean, yeah, just because it was hanging from the crane. You picked one. You picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. Yeah, that's pretty true. We're not here to interact with containers. We're here to talk to the Union, right? I don't know. We see what happens, you know, as the story progresses. I don't know why we're here. I don't know who I am. I don't know anything, Kim, honestly. Knock on the door. No reply. The sound produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container. Okay, well, you attempt to turn the handle, but to no avail. The door seemed to be mechanically locked. Is that because I didn't say off? Like I didn't press the off button? Or is it just because there's absolutely nothing you do? I don't know. Let's press the off button and see what happens. The crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all. Okay, but did it unlock the doors? It did not. Okay, well that was a waste of our time. Let's just keep going. Can I go behind the crate? No. Okay. Let's get back to what we were doing. And that is avoiding that big tough guy. I think we got everything over here. I mean, there is a stairs down, but I don't think we can take them. No. Okay, moving on. Moving on to I don't know what. I was hoping we would get somewhere in our quest to take down that body by going up here, but we did not. Well, this is a thing. I expected this to just shove us right out to the other side of the door. But instead, we're in someone's apartment. The radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. I mean, there's a ton of antennas. No wonder, like, what kind of radio is that? A giant print? A giant butt print? Someone is habitually chilling next to the radio. The punch clock payphone. An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on this side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change." But do we have anybody we want to call? No. I mean, we need to save our money. I don't know why we would need to do that. Someone left the coffee machine on. A standard office filing cabinet. The drawer seems to be locked. Take your postcard. Sure. We'll just steal things. You didn't see anything, Kim. Take your magnesium. Take your glasses. Neat office shades. +1 visual calculus. -1 drama. Our visual calculus is pretty high, so I don't think we need to add another point to it. And our drama... I'm sure oh yeah, drama's 5. Yeah, so I don't know why I would want to add 1 point and take away 1. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. Every worker equals member of the board is written at the top of the flyers. Below the flyers, the union logo and the demand democracy. Okay. The door is locked and cannot be opened from this side without a pass card. Okay. Guess you have no choice but to talk to the union leader. Like, on the phone or outside? Are we, like, stuck in here now? I don't think we could get to the union leader guy, could we? I mean, there was a lot of stairs over here, and I think we ended up in his general area. No, there's no, Oh, we could go this way. Okay, that's a thing. Oh. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The grape machines are sleeping. It's like some cash. Take it. The speaker tower is silent. There is no work to organize in the yard below. I see you, Box. Well, before a musk of oil. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. Smells like blood. Okay, so it's making a sound, so I'm assuming that means it's locked. Take your change. Industrial sized thermos. Smells like burnt coffee. Oh, hey, dude. How you doing there? Container, container, container. Yeah, what about the containers, my man?
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
Well, good for you. Putting the logos on. Very nice. The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. Well, duh. You didn't have to tell me. The accent is so thick it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Monday.
Container, container, used to be Walpines. Container, container, now belongs to Everett.
The tiny man is so engaged in his work he doesn't notice you. So he says that he's changing the logos from Wild Pines to Everett, and we saw a container back there that had the Wild Pines logo on it. Let's just say hi.
Everett, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
I'm kind of lost. How do I get out of here, honestly?
I see you're not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
No, I am lost. What is it with you people and scabs? Or actually, I am, yes. I am lost. I am not a scab. So, what's it with you and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
That's right.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right? Oh yes, born and raised in Ardresh, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then, too old to lose my accent. People say us Ubis are up to all sort of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from, no sir. Those are just nasty rumors. Thanks, dude. What are you doing with these containers? Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them. So when we have a 97% chance of what's going on here. Look at the mountains of containers. The containers in the yard are green and wild pines livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo are red in union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core. There appears to be cisterns underneath the union container covers. Looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim. Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers? What's underneath these covers? No, I mean, do you know why you're doing it? No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all these big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone. Yeah, well, I was hoping you would tell me, honestly, Leo. So it looks... Let's tell Kim, looks like a massive redecorating operation. Yes, they're hiding it from inside. From the inside, all the red containers have the Debordure Union logo on them. So, what's underneath the covers, Leo? Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals? Like chemicals? Chemicals? It's a weird way to write that if it's chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. So... Where is everybody? Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates keeping the scabs from coming in. Okay, I think I'm going to stop the accent. It's getting kind of hard to maintain and probably pretty ridiculous to listen to. We're on strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. We haven't worked for 2 months now. So no one has worked. Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is, and Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble, and Everard sent them on a nice vacation for a week or so. He stops, but seems eager to tell you more. Titus and his boys got into a drunken trouble, and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. Was this drunken trouble stringing up a man behind the whirling in rags? What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into? Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred something up in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everard telling them to take some time off. Really? Did they kill someone? No, I don't think they killed anyone. The little guy shies away from you. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and his boys do good work. I don't want them in trouble over a little drinking. I think you know more than you're letting on, Leo. My rhetoric says he probably doesn't know anything anyway. Who in their right mind would tell him? I don't think that's true. I think he knows. I mean, I could ask him, do you work here? But of course he works here. Yes, everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man. When Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett's away. Okay. So, Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, guess they are the bosses. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady. Who's this Miss Beaufort? The lieutenant looks up at Leo. A real pretty lady with a skin like those du and sucre, so something and sugar candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yeah, but she's a real pretty lady, but who is she? What does she do? Hold on, who is this Miss Beaufort? Oh, Lizzie? She's a real sharp tool. Miss Everett put her through some fancy school and everything east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly. Company lawyer. Gotcha. He respects that word. That's obvious. But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. LeMaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years. He sighs and falls silent, watching you meekly with his blue eyes. Okay, so I think you're doing a real good job here, Leo. Yes, this place, Kim says, yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo. Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. You didn't think it was possible, but the smile becomes even wider. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here, but you guys are alright. So Leo, what's in the container? You know, the one that I tried to get into earlier? Oh, that one? That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Told you. Well, you know what? You didn't have to do that, Kim. I thought we were, you know, becoming friends. I thought about opening up to you to tell you about how I absolutely remember nothing about my past, but you kind of ruined it right there. So, I'm looking for the leader of the Dockworkers Union. Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. He coughs, then continues immediately. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinaise what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys. Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find this man. Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course. He points to the 2 joint containers on your right. Alright, thanks. Bye now. You know what? Is Mr. Everett going to be happy that a cop just wanders into his business? I'm not sure he is. But it didn't seem like we had much of a way to get out of here. Coffee in the giant thermoses is still lukewarm. Here's some typing. I see the typewriter. A stair made of pallets. Hello, sir. Wow, you're a rather large man. I mean, I don't want to be mean about it, but let's just look at your whole place. A taxidermy fish that tells time. Alright, Mr. Everett. Hello. Everett Clare. Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. Were you watching me on the cameras, dude? With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. With a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled. We could just leave. Doesn't sound like a good idea. Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny chair opposite his giant desk. Mr. Dubois. Is that her name? Are we Harry Dubois?
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debargeurs Union here in Martinez.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Clare.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
Yeah, I get it. He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Oh, thank you, Kim. I'll be happy to sit in this tiny chair. Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name. Take a seat. I'd rather stand. No, let's just like, why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner as equals. Take a seat, I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out. Okay, I'll take a seat. You know, we broke into your area.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Remain silent. Try to wink back. Or, damn, this chair is uncomfortable. No, let's just... Or, remain serious. I think I said remain silent. Remain serious. Which might also be silent. Let's do that.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debargeurs Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
First you can tell me how to get out of this maze of cargo containers. Damaged health. Pain threshold challenge. Oh, so we are actually hurting by sitting in the chair? The chair you're sitting on has to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Garte. Some people have no manners. It pains me to say.
Yeah? You're right. He's a very rude individual. But, how do you know this?
This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
I think that's bribery, sir. And while we may look like a hot mess, I don't know if we go around accepting bribes from strange individuals. I mean, we probably don't accept bribes from anyone, but especially not strange individuals. Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it. Actually, I need 100. You're trying to bribe me with a quarter of what I need? It's the worst bribe ever, dude. Wait, you know Gart? Thank you, Everett. Take the comically large check. Take the comically large check, but don't say anything. Keep it. I'm good. You can take that comically large check and shove it up your ass. Let's just ignore the check. What, you know Garda?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the check again. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it. No, keep it. I'm good.
Okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
He crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
Well, thank you, I think?
Lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo, lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. Morale critical. Okay, I'll hit it. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said don't worry, he actually meant be very worried. Okay, yeah, so I guess I should have caught on to that. He's not trying to find our lost gun to be nice and give it back to us. He's trying to find our lost gun to use it against us. Probably some kind of blackmail. How do you know about my lost gun? I'm not worried, I got this. Or I would appreciate any help you could provide. Yeah, I'm not
Are
worried.
you alright, Harry? You say you've got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. Don't be. Everything's going to be alright.
You know, Mr. Clare, I don't think I like you very much.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be alright.
I don't like you at all. It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded. So I have a 28% chance to not panic. Kim, I'm not taking a 28% chance roll. Kim, do you can you provide any assistance, Kim?
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
Thank you.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Okay, so we're forced to do the roll. Our composure is 5. And it's still only a 28% chance. That really surprises me. Okay, here we go. We might have to use a one of our last remaining. We have 1 morale heal and 3 health heals. Oh, yeah. God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are going to shoot themselves with it. No, I'm not about to cry. Try to stay cool, or so what? Men can cry too. Men can cry, but probably best not to do that in front of the giant evil man sitting across the desk from us. He knows he has us in his, clutches, but let's try not to make it so obvious. So, try to stay cool.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
Neither do you, mister. I mean, you already told me your health is so poor you can't even stand up. Are you going to compare my health? I think I'm better off than you, mister. Okay, there's all our health, or all our morale regen. What is this Mr. Dubois he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. Keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot. Or there are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place. No. I think we just slump.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
We may very well be. Maybe you could use your hands somehow, like a kind of throwing motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois. Nah, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. Vaguely gesture with your hands above your head. Oh yeah, man, I'm fucking great. Keep sliding. Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water. I'm melting. No, we don't need anything from you. Let's just keep sliding in the floor.
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks.
What an odd demonstration of... Huh? You got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time, and I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Well, Kim, just come right out and say it. Why don't you? Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask some questions. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? You called me Mr. Dubois. Why? Let's talk about my lost gun. I want to talk about the hanging. What's in the container that's outside your office? Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? Harry. Honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age. You can say nothing. A man of my age, what are you implying? I'm at the peak of my abilities. I too am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with. Tap your chest. My body's going to break down any moment now, probably push it to the limit, or enough wackiness. Let's get to back to business. No, let's just stay cool, say nothing. The big man peers at you over the rim of his glasses for a moment, then interlaces his fingers and rests his chin on his hands. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. Okay, so what information you have about why you're calling me Mr. Dubois? Of course, let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry. So that's really my name. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that? I think the odds of that are very low. No, it's true, Kim. You know, I was going to come out and tell you all about it, but then you had to say something bad. You know what? We both made mistakes here. It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first. Nope. Rhetoric, we're in it. He already knows. He knows everything. My memory is a bit hazy. I assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed of, Harry. You're among friends, and the good news is... I have a big fat folder on you, Harry. I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask. Maybe I can help you out. I'm sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address. And you were probably right. I can. It's just a brown folder. You can make out what's written on it. You can't make out what's written on it. Are you trying to tell me you've gotten a hold of some of our documents? Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now. Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Show you're on the edge. Do some probing first. So we can just ask him, what is her name? What is my name? Do you know where I live? Do you know anything about my family? What kind of cop does it say I am? Where did you get that folder? Let's do a red check for drama and have another look at that folder. We got a 72% chance. And we failed. Everett's large hands are covering the folder. With a look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry. He knows everything about me. I've got nothing to hide. Yeah, I've got nothing to hide, dude. Oh, Harry. Oh, wow, this is really something. I'm sure it's not that bad. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that. So how about it, Harry? You need assistance, I presume. Where did you get that folder? This? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry. This translates into, ha ha, you guys are so corrupt. I find that very suspicious. May I have a look? I'm afraid this is meant for union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. Please continue, Harry. Well, what kind of cop does it say I am? Well, Harry, he turns a couple of pages in the folder. If I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic. Well, we are the sorry cop type, and here's our option. We could just say, I'm sorry? Yes, you seem to be A lot of the time. But right now, there's no reason to be. Let loose a little. Be you. He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinez. What about my family? You know, do I have family? If you really had my information, you'd know about my family, right? Family, Harry? You're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry? You're right, I don't. Never mind the family, or I think I do. I'd be a wonderful father. Let's push back on him. Well, yes, I'm sure you're going to make one little boy or girl very happy and proud one day, Harry. Okay, what about where do I live? Do you know my living arrangements? But of course, Harry, your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy, a long way from home, but that's okay. He doesn't really seem to know any more about it. So let's get this straight. What is my full name? It's Harry. Harry Dubois. Wait, I thought you are Harry Dubois. That's not my name. My name is Raphael Cousteau. Okay, I like it. I can work with that. And we could go the Cousteau route, but, you know, okay, my name's Harry. Sure. And I can work with you, Harry. Now, what else can I do for you? Let's talk about some other things. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You want something from me? What's in that container? My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. Something special about it. It was attached to the Kavalsund crane. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you. Smooth-talking? Maybe that's the way to go about opening a container. Should at least try convincing it. Yeah, we can convince the container to open up. Thank you, Rhetoric. Appreciate that. I want to talk about the hanging. Oh, of course. What's your main thing? That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. Secret task complete. Interview the boss. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me heavily. I understand you need to interview me. I sense there's a but. No, don't prompt him to but. Let's just see what comes out. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open. Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that. But I can't think straight with the weight hanging on me. Suddenly he slaps himself on the forehead. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors. Yeah, I've opened a few doors in my life. What of it? Oh, it's about the blue door, isn't it? The blue door in the kitchen. Behind Gart. Or Garta. Whatever his name is. The cafeteria manager. And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple. And there's nothing shady about it. Why don't you just open it yourself? Whose door is it? I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging. Why don't you just open it yourself? Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinarily physique you do. You look like you could run around all day. You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you. I repeat, I am a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? Well, whose door is it? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. A weasel, huh? Is it a union, like, A strike person? What do you mean by a weasel? A loud, blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over with so I can discuss business with you. I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging, Mr. Clare. Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinique. So we could say, I'll look into it, we need to talk about the murderer, or I can't accept this thing. No, I mean, we're not your lackeys. We will not do your bidding and open the door. No. Of course, Harry, I understand, but if that's the case, I don't think we will ever find your gun. Even worse, we won't be able to speak like equals about the murder. Perhaps this was just bad timing for you. Know that you can always come back to me. I really hope you do. For your sake, my sake, and for your gun's sake too. The lieutenant sighs. Yes, we both understand what you mean. This may be your only way, he thinks. I won't hold it against you. In fact, we probably should reconsider later. I'm reconsidering opening that door. I want to go over a couple things. Let's talk about my lost gun. I mean, he's already flat out said he won't talk about our lost gun. So, I mean, let's talk about the gun. Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort. The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Hold on, could he really hold my gun hostage? I will not be blackmailed with this gun business. I don't care about my gun. Keep it. Or does this mean if I do things for you, I will get my gun back? No. Will not be blackmailed by you, mister. Harry. I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Task complete. Track down your gun. His tone is suddenly very serious. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry. I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well. Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands. No, I'm done now. Wait. He leans, reaches into his drawer, and pulls out a plastic card. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Thanks. I was wondering how I was supposed to get out. Great. Wouldn't want to be stuck in here. Here. You're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry. Really don't like you, mister. So, you know, we equipped and completed the thought, so we could go check the body again, I guess. Hey, just want to double check, Leo. You really don't know anything about the murder?
Oh, hey, mister. I need to be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larisse said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And a lot of folks really did keep coming back.
Okay, yeah, but I have some questions for you, though. Yeah, no, okay. So I hope that the wild idea that doing that might... Can we just not get in this box? Come on. At the great hope we could just ask him some more information. Now that we talked to his boss. So let's convince the door. Do you want to open, Mr. Door? Oh my god, that's actually an option. An impossible 18 roll. So we have a 3% chance of persuading the door to open. The white check and we can retry it, so I mean, 3%? No. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric? Because getting physical wasn't an option. Because what wasn't an option? Using my body over my wits, of course, Kim. Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours. Yeah. It would have been great if it had actually got the 3% roll, though. Are we sure we can't open this? On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers. Thank you for glancing again. It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this. Thank you, Kim. I think we've come to an understanding that sometimes opening drawers and looking inside and taking things that aren't ours is actually an okay thing to do as an RCM police officer. Glad you understand. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Let's browse through the folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Mundi, Grad, and even Ilamara, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuran, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where imports are being sold. Is there anything interesting? It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. Try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Ooh, 28% chance. We only have a volition of 1. That's pretty bad. But it is a white check, so if we fail, if we put a point in volition, we can uncheck it. Or we can unlock it and try it again. You know what? 28% chance. No. Look how blurry all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy your own willpower is to yourself. You're like an absurdist Samurai monk, focusing though not focusing. So we needed a 10, and we actually got an 8. We rolled a 5 and a 2, equals 7, and then we added 1. I don't know this word. Hermeneutics was almost within your grasp, but now only vague letters float before your eyes. Less meaningful, but aesthetically more pleasing. If I let my eyes go completely out of focus, all shapes start melting into each other. Could I actually focus through not focusing? You're a police officer, not a spiritual healer. You can focus the normal way by turning your attention to something and not letting go. If I let my eyes go completely out of focus, all shapes start melting into each other. Is that what you're doing with these folders over there? Yes. Yes, I am. Right. This is probably not relevant to our case. After all, we are not investigating an accounting mystery. So we got a plus 1 volition through focusing. So now it's a 42% chance. Hey, there we go. We need a 10, we got exactly 10. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would really be able to make sense of this. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck inside the side of the drawer. Look at the note. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everett's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everett's plants, sweep office floors, and more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled. Turns to the lieutenant. Look, Kim, a to-do note with a list of errands for Everett. He inspects the note. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here. The special borscht seems a bit odd on the list. Yeah, let's take another look. What about the special borscht? So, special borscht, they said it was the whirling borscht. Special whirling borscht. So, at the whirling in rags, we might be able to get the borscht in the kitchen or in the dining hall. Let's just leave. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for being so patient as we looked at all the files. And now we are out. Yeah, no. I do not want to deal with Measurehead. We do not want to be here. Let's go. Come on. Hey, dude. Anything new to say since we talked to Mr. Bossman?
So, how'd you like our harbor?
How'd you know I was in your harbor, other than the fact that I just came up behind you? You've been in there, he means. Talk to the boss man, too, probably. Was nice enough. The labor utopia. Or complete shit. I want to say complete shit, but let's be nice. It was nice enough. It's but a rest area on the path leading across to open plains. He smiles solemnly, then turns to you, a wide smile adorning his face. Right, you talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. Any idea who killed the hangman? Let's just come out with it. Who killed the man? The mercenary, aye? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? You know what? I'm a bit short of money. I wasn't going to ask, but you know what? Let's ask. Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out. He flips a coin towards you. We have a 58% chance to catch it. And we failed miserably. The coin narrowly slips by your outstretched fingers and falls to the ground. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do, passing around cargo and such. Was not meant as provocation or ridicule. Lieutenant Kitsuraki picks up the coin and hands it to you. Appreciated. Ooh, one whole real. Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. Humans, I mean, not slithering scabs. Good talking to you. Thank you. Okay, but actually I think I'm going to call it here. Wow, it's been almost an hour. Next episode, I think we will go check on the cafeteria and see if we might be able to get in there and take a look at that borscht, or maybe approach the hanging man again. There's a lot of reading, even more reading than normal in this reading-heavy game, so thanks for sticking around. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again next time.